pause for a moment. What do you know about the fall of the Roman Republic? Just stay with me. I mean, when Rome went from being a republic run by the Senate to one that had rulers, Julius Caesar, Augustus, Caligula, the rest of them. There was a transition period there. What do you know about it? Let's just walk you through this really quickly, because I believe this is where we are today in the United States of America. Rome, especially early on, was wonderful. I know they had problems, but they were wonderful. It was this weird new system, no king, run by a republic, just kind of a different way of doing things. And it was great. And then after a time, it became extremely corrupted as the elected officials and super wealthy at the top figured out there were more ways they could crush the people underneath them to enrich themselves. And eventually the Roman system became rotted out and corrupt, and everyone knew it. It was basically in everybody's face, and the people were getting crushed. And again, the politicians and the rich guys above, they were getting rich and rubbing it in everyone's face. So eventually there became this movement known as the populare movement, where you would have various populists. Almost all of them were rich guys and or politicians. They would rise up and be, or at least act like, representatives of the people. And I should point out that almost all of them were killed. Julius Caesar was one of the last populares. He was killed, but there were many killed before him. The system, corrupted systems, find a way to kill people who opposed them. But either way, that was kind of where Rome was. And eventually, after Caesar took over, it became one that was run by a ruler forever. I believe that is the period of time we are in right now in the country, where we have this corrupted, rotted system at the top. And now, because it's so nakedly corrupt, it's so in your face, now we're going to begin, and you can argue Trump was one of the first ones of these, we're going to begin to have these wealthy, powerful people step up and be, or pretend to be, voices of the people. And I will simply say this, when it comes to the Elon Musk thing, and all these guys who pop up, I'm happy, but wary. And that will be always what I am. I don't man worship nobody. I never have. I never will. I'm leery of a billionaire, one that's made tons of money in China, one that's raked in untold amounts of money from all this green energy garbage, but one who sounds like he believes a lot of the things we believe about freedom. I'm wary, but at the same time, as we move forward now in a corrupted system, and you and me, we want to take it on, right? We want it to go down. We want it to reform itself. We're going to have to get behind now and then people who aren't perfect, people who might end up being selfish, people with warts. We're going to have to, for lack of a better way to put it, we're going to have to ride whatever horse they give us at any given time as we try to take on this corrupted system. Some of those guys, many of those guys, maybe all those guys are not going to end up being good guys and people we want to live under, but we're not going to take on this system without some people with juice behind them, billionaires and politicians and otherwise. So if you want to take today and you want to celebrate the fact that the people in Twitter, all the little communists who run Twitter, they're all scampering, they're all freaking out. All the journalists across the country are freaking out that they may not get to censor people as much as humanly possible. That's good. You should. Take your wins whenever you get them. Step up and put a smile on your face and applaud. Woohoo, we got someone fighting. That's good, good. At the same time, remember, when you get in a desperate situation like we are, when you're culturally surrounded and you see your system is really, really, really bad, you can get desperate. And desperate people will tend to cling to and sometimes worship the new guy who rises. That you shouldn't ever do, ever.
Don't miss Jesse Kelly Breaks History, The Forgotten Genocide, the first episode of a new series available now exclusively for First TV supporters. Visit the First TV app or thefirsttv.com to subscribe and start watching today.